So there's a new hashtag for workers who just do enough to get by. It's called quiet quitting. The idea to keep your job, but make sure it doesn't bleed into life outside of working hours. And we know that Tom Gimbel, the CEO of LaSalle Network, has a lot to say about this. And Tom is joining us by phone today. How are you, Tom?
I'm good, Micah. How are you?
Okay. And the people who are doing this really are Gen Z and also the millenniums, people born after 1989, right?
Yeah, it is. I think it's one of these cases where it's a very select few that want to be viral and want to be famous on TikTok or Instagram, and it gives a whole generation and a whole group of people a bad name. And on the flip side, I've been doing this for over 25 years now, the recruiting business, and I will tell you that people of all ages try to do just enough to get by, and eventually it's the people that are real go-getters that put them in their place.
So how is this new social media trend, is it hurting the workplace?
Well, I think it makes people, it does two things. Number one is it's an entertainment vehicle, and social media just has people paying attention to that instead of doing their job. Just doing that enough lowers some productivity. But the other thing is it does probably give some bad ideas to those people that are below average. You know, there's a Mason-Dixon line or a Mendoza line of the superior people and the average people, below average people, and the above average people who are real go-getters and want to advance and become the youngest vice president in their company's history and all that stuff. Those people don't pay attention, and they're going to go knock the cover off the ball every day. It's the people who are below average that they see this stuff and they think, well, maybe I can do that too and skate by, and those are the ones that end up getting fired, and that stinks.
Right. The pandemic had a little something to do with this too, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I mean, I'll tell you a real quick story. I have a friend of mine whose son was interning for a private equity firm, went to a good college. I think he might have been at Duke, and he was interning, and he was working from home, and he was interning for an investment bank, I believe, or a private equity firm, and he went out for lunch, and his dad's a lawyer, and he was working from home, and he said, hey, make sure you don't spend too much time away. Get back. He goes, I got it, Dad. 2.5 hours later, he came back with the service was slowed. His friend Johnny was having a problem, but he was gone for 2.5 hours. And it's just a story, right? You can get the haters coming at me, but it happens to everybody. When you don't have the quote-unquote peer pressure of getting back to work, there's a different mentality that exists.
Yeah, and that happened during the pandemic for a lot of folks. Listen, you take care of yourself, and good luck to your son, who I hear you've taken to college, and you'll be an empty nester. He'll be calling you soon for a gig.
Yeah, exactly. Next Monday, I'll be crying. So,
Thanks, Tom. Be safe. Be well out there.